Confetti cake is the ultimate feel-good treat. It's tasty, fun, and you can totally make it from scratch. I'm going to walk you through my foolproof recipe, tackle common misconceptions, and share my go-to tips to make sure your cake turns out amazing every time. You'll need the basics: flour, baking powder, salt, sugar, eggs, milk, vanilla extract, powdered sugar, rainbow sprinkles, obviously, and butter. Lots and lots of butter. First up, the dry stuff. I know a lot of recipes tell you to use cake flour, but honestly, not necessary. It's not worth the pantry space. Instead, for every cup of flour, replace 2 tablespoons of flour with cornstarch. This simple swap gives you a lighter batter and a fluffier cake. Add 3 teaspoons of baking powder and a pinch of salt, and sift everything together to get rid of any weird clumps. Now, let's talk wet ingredients. Yes, room temperature ingredients actually do matter. Cold butter and eggs will make your batter curdle or break like this, which means a dense, uneven cake. If you forget to take out the butter or you're short on time, just cube it and let it sit out for 15 to 20 minutes. Beat 1 1/4 cups of butter with 1 1/2 cups of sugar until nice and fluffy. Want a less sweet cake? You can reduce the sugar by up to 10%. Any more than that and your cake will end up dense and dry. Add 4 large eggs, 1 at a time. Yes, size does matter. If you're working with small eggs, toss in 2 extra to keep the cake from drying out. Follow that with 1 tablespoon of vanilla, then alternate adding your dry ingredients and 1 cup of room temperature whole milk. Mix until just combined. Pay close attention while mixing. If you undermix, your cake will end up lumpy with pockets of dry flour. Overmix and you'll overdevelop the gluten, making your cake flat and chewy. Keep it gentle and your cake will be perfectly soft and fluffy. And now the fun part, sprinkles. Gently fold in 1/2 cup. Do not stir. The colors will bleed and your batter will turn gray. Yeah, not cute. To make sure your cakes come out in one piece, line your greased and floured 8-inch pans with parchment paper. Yes, it's an extra step, but you'll thank me when your cake slides out perfectly and not in a sad, crumbled mess. Divide the batter evenly, filling them about 2/3 full, and smooth out the top. Overfill and the cake will spill over like muffin tops. Bake at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. You'll know they're done when a toothpick comes out clean or when you press the top and it springs back. Let the cakes cool in the pan for at least 10 minutes before flipping them out onto a wire rack to cool completely. So here's the deal. All cakes dome. Sometimes it's a tiny bump. Sometimes it's a full-on mound. Either way, just trim it off to get a flat top. This step is called torting, or as I like to call it, snack time. Use a serrated knife to level the cake and just eyeball it. Or stick toothpicks around the cake at the height you want and use them as a guide. Cake levelers are great little tools, but I have strong feelings about single-use items. Once all the cakes are leveled, pop them in the fridge to firm up while you whip up the buttercream frosting. For the frosting, use room temperature ingredients. If you don't, your frosting will look like this, stiff and chunky. Wait it out, or you can wrap a warm towel around the bowl to help soften the butter without melting it. To make the fluffiest, creamiest frosting, beat 1 1/2 cups of room temperature butter until smooth. Slowly add 3 cups of powdered sugar, then finish it off with 2 tablespoons of milk, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and a pinch of salt. Most buttercream recipes call for a 1 to 2 stick of butter to cups of sugar ratio, but I prefer 1 to 1. This frosting is fluffy, not too sweet, and easier to spread. All right, let's put this cake together. Use a turntable if you have one. If not, just put the cake on a plate and rotate it as you go. Start with a dollop of frosting on your turntable to keep the cake from sliding around. Then lay down some parchment strips to catch any frosting drips. Now, choose your look. If you don't have time to frost an entire cake, go naked. Just plop on a layer of frosting, add a fancy swirl on top, and done. For a semi-naked look, apply a thin layer of frosting to the sides, then smooth it out with a bench scraper or offset spatula. Fill in any gaps like you're spackling a wall. For the top, angle your spatula and push the extra frosting toward the center for a clean finish. If you want full coverage, use that semi-naked look as a crumb coat. Chill the cake in the fridge for 30 minutes, then apply a thicker layer. But don't overdo it. Too much frosting can be tricky to smooth out. Make sure you spread the frosting upwards for a smooth, even finish. If you apply downward, it'll just pull away from the cake. And remember, let the turntable do the work while you hold your scraper steady. Time for your personal message. Totally optional, by the way. Loosen any leftover frosting with a splash of milk and mix in gel food coloring. You want it smooth but still thick enough to hold its shape. If it's too runny, it'll just pull into an unintelligible mess. Just add more powdered sugar to thicken if that happens. Transfer it into a piping bag and snip off the end. Use a toothpick to outline your message, then pipe over it. Don't stress if it doesn't look perfect. You can scrape it off, reapply a top coat, and try again. Or just call it a day and move on. And because I can't leave well enough alone, I like to add sprinkles around the bottom edge of the cake. Remove the parchment, tilt your cake, and gently press the sprinkles into the frosting. This confetti cake isn't just a treat. It's a celebration made from scratch. Moist and fluffy, it's perfect for birthdays or any day that deserves something extra special.